Hello, kindergarteners and first graders. I am Mr. Briggs, your wonderful, awesome PE teacher, and I'm excited for you guys to be here today. We are going to take a couple seconds to talk about our bodies. Now, our first health lesson we had a couple weeks ago, that talked about our brains, our mental health, how we were doing with staying at home. Our next time around, we talked about our heart. The next time, we were talking about how we breathe, our lungs. And now we're going to talk about our digestive system. Our digestive system is what breaks down all the food you eat. Some of you just had breakfast, or maybe some of you just had lunch. If you just had lunch, what is that food doing in your body? Let's find out. Your digestive system starts here when you're looking at the food. You look at your food and your mouth starts to water. That's called spit, saliva. And in your saliva, there's tons and tons of enzymes that help break the food down. So I take that bite. I start to chew. Enzymes in that saliva help break it down into something called a bolus. The bolus is at the back of your throat. Now the bolus says, hey, Mr. Briggs, your mouth is full. We got to get rid of some of this food. So what do? You swallow it. And when we swallow food, it goes down our throats, called the esophagus. But sometimes the food goes the wrong way. Sometimes your food goes down your windpipe. And have you ever choked a little bit? That means you have too much food, or the food goes down your windpipe where you should be breathing. Remember last week we took in all that oxygen into our lungs. But if the food goes down there, I can't breathe. So then we got to cough that back up. But now the food's down our esophagus and it goes into our stomachs. And it stays there. And in our stomach, it gets broken down more and more and more and more. And then it goes to our small intestine. Now, in our small intestine, I want you to think how small an intestine would be. Did you guess 22 feet? Our small intestine is actually huge. It is so big. But the food goes through that small intestine. And once it's doing that, it's getting broken down by 3 of our friends. Now, we don't have to know all these friends yet. Our pancreas, our liver, and our gallbladder help break down all the food. And then it goes to the rest of our body. Now, sometimes we have extra food that goes in our large intestine. But did you know our large intestine is actually smaller than our small intestine? Our bodies are crazy. So let's try this again. We see the food. Yes. We water. Saliva with all those enzymes help break down the food. Goes into a bolus, back of our throat. We swallow it down our esophagus. Hopefully it doesn't go down our windpipe. After that, it goes into our stomach where it's broken down. And then it goes all the way to our small intestine. That is 22 feet long. Goes around, goes around, goes around, goes around, goes around, and then it goes out of our body. So our bodies are pretty cool. We'll talk more and more and more about all of that stuff later on. But thank you for watching. We have a fun video right below you that shows a little bit more about our digestive system. Watch that, answer a couple questions with your family, and I'll see you guys next week.